3, 2, 1, go. Welcome to Grounds After Rounds.
So in the world of we're in now, by the way.
We're in.
In the world of the gym space that is all about social media and like that's where we advertise and blah blah blah. I am off.
Yeah.
I am off I don't know. It's one of those like it always annoys me when somebody posts on social media. I'm taking a break from social media.
Right.
And I want to be like, you do realize the irony in what you're doing, right?
It's
you're looking for validation on a platform that is designed to give you validation to continue to keep you addicted to
It's
it.
announcing that you're leaving the party.
Yeah.
That people may
Everybody
not
tell me
realize
no.
you were there.
Everyone tell me no not to leave.
Yeah.
Make me feel good about leaving.
Yeah.
This is what I'm doing right now. So it's like,
hey guys, so in case you haven't noticed, I'm off of social media.
well, the funny thing is,
Right.
I'm sure no one noticed.
Right.
Because I don't post.
We don't post,
right?
yeah,
Like
you're not very
I'm a
active,
voyeur, but it was I.
If I stopped posting on the fair, I think some people would notice.
And that's the thing. Like
Yeah.
so I would argue, you use the Fairwinds account and are accomplishing exactly what it is supposed to be. You've created a narrative. And what happened? The freaking the mosaic got messed up.
What?
And
it's because it has to be. This is why. Because it has. It's
so
just
awesome.
It
I
only
loved watching that come out.
It only gets messed up. So as soon as I post one more post, it'll even back out.
I got you.
Yeah.
So it ebbs and flows as it like works its way down,
exactly.
kind of like Rubik's Cube style.
Yeah, so there has to be 3, 3, 3. And so every time there's a new post, it pushes. So that's all it is.
All right.
Yeah. That's why I had it up and then I didn't post anything for like
I saw
2 days or something like that. And I was like, leave it up there for a while.
Nicole asked me, or somebody asked me, like, what are with these posts? I'm like, wait, you just gotta wait. There's gonna be like 6 more. Just wait till it's done. I know what he's doing.
I think we lost like 10 followers because of it.
Shut up.
I think it's because it's like
losers.
It's
good.
It probably just blew up people's feeds. Like, what is this crap?
Yeah, good.
God.
See ya.
But if you're using if you're basing your value on your followers and your likes when it comes to social media
personally,
then what
right?
are you,
right.
Then what
but
are you doing?
You use it and have established a beautiful narrative on it that for Instagram it is accomplishing to the point where I've gotten comments from people on the website who use the form.
Oh, cool.
When I've reached back out, I'm like, hey, I saw on your Instagram feed, or I was watching you on Facebook and I really like the way things, I want to come and check it out. And so, and I'm not saying like 50 times. It's been like 2 or 3.
Right.
1 would have been enough for me.
Right.
Like, it's working.
If out of 100 people, one shows up, if that happens every 100 posts, because that 100 posts is about a month's worth of posts.
That's about 3 a day, and there you go. So yeah, man. So that's where I don't use it for anything but what I'm describing, and I can accomplish that once a day, logging in from my computer, getting it off of this thing that is with me all the time. And that's the next is like getting used to putting this somewhere and like leaving it. Like I don't need this right now.
Yeah.
But yet it's sitting right here. I could have totally left this in my car or on my nightstand or on the kitchen table and just come here.
Yeah.
Right. The worst case scenario, I'm gonna miss a phone call from one of the boys or Nicole or whatever.
Yeah.
But they have other means of getting stuff done.
Right.
So I'm not on red team anymore. On a 24-hour tether to deploy.
Right.
I don't need 24/7 access to me.
Yeah.
And that's what was starting to feel like. I was like, I'm out.
Because what do people do before they had 20? My mom is the person where I'm like, Mom, you got to stop doing this. But she'll call, and if we don't answer, she'll leave the voicemail that's like, call back immediately. And then like 5 minutes later, she'll call back again. And it's like one of those, I know you have your phone on you. I was like, maybe I do, but that doesn't mean I'm available because I have my phone on me. And so she does that. So she call back me, and then it's like hey, what are you doing this weekend?
So I can tell you what people did. you physically had to go find somebody.
Yes.
Because, so funny story.
Sorry.
That was my life. I'm at my first Navy assignment. I'm on a ship out in Sasebo, Japan.
Yeah.
And I'm on a minesweeper. It's got, a crew of about 100. And so you're split into these divisions. I was the damage control assistant. So I was in the engineering department, and I had the damage control division, the DC division. So I had hull technicians, damage controlmen. I had an engineman in there, and I had 6 guys. And every morning you have O-call. And so you go with all the other officers, and there's division officers, and then there's department heads, then there's the XO, and then the CO. And so all the little divos go meet with with the XO at XO's call. And then sometimes you would always meet with the CO, but not often. The department heads would often just meet with the CO, and that could happen throughout the day. But XO ran the ship, right? Like CO writes policy, XO executes the policy. So
that's what they're called, XO, because they execute.
They're the executive officer, right? They're executing. They're the chief executive. So then you would take all that information and you'd go have quarters with your division. And so they would muster, and you do, count, bodies and make sure everybody's there. Because if nobody's there, if somebody's not there, you're like, shit, well, where's Seaman Timmy? Like, I gotta go find him. So we're a small ship. I'm talking less than 100 people, like anywhere between 96 to 102 at any point, depending on, watch team replacements and stuff. If you're not there, it's noticed. Right. I had a friend who was on the Essex, which is basically the aircraft carrier of Marine Corps aviation, right? So it can launch craft. Harriers would come on and off, and the Essex was an old one, was stationed in Sasebo and whatever. And so my friend was in one of the ops divisions. They have where we had I had 6 guys. He had 60 guys. So, and there was probably 4 of him in the division. He was one of the division officers in a subdivision thing and stuff, in a work center and blah, 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 blah. So if one day you happen to not be there, it wasn't the end of the world. But if somebody didn't see you by lunchtime, you're like, what happened to Lieutenant Keller? Where'd he go? Is he around? Ensign Keller. I was a JG. We were all JGs at that point. So the Keller method was if you stayed out too late one night, you would just sleep it off. But you'd make sure you had your uniform staged in your stateroom, in where you slept and had your office and stuff on the ship, so that when you would get up at 8:30, 9 o'clock in the morning, because you came home at 5 a.m., caught a couple extra hours, took a nice shower, sweated it out, shaved, you'd put your PT gear on, run in from your apartment, and as you come across the brow, that was a good lunchtime PT, go into your stateroom, quick little shower, put on your uniform, go pop your head into the department head and say, hey, sir, I was looking for you all morning. I couldn't find you. And with a blue folder, of course, I got a couple things I need to run by you. I didn't see it, at quarters, whatever, with the chance, 60, 70% chance that your department head wasn't there either, because they were off doing something, and nobody really, and the chief, they don't give a shit. They don't want to talk to you, whatever. Whatever. The Keller method worked wonders. You couldn't do it all the time. It was every now and then, so whatever. So I decided we were out drinking, and every now and then, because in Japan you have money, and it's
we have money here,
but it's coins. Sorry. They had 100 yen piece coins, which is $1. So and then they had 500 yen pieces, which is $5. So you had dollar coins and $5 coins and $2 to $50 coins. So you'd accumulate them over the course of a month or whatever, and once a month, and you put them in a little jar. Once a month we'd have change night, where we'd only pay for everything with change. The life of a 20-something.
Maddest strippers ever.
Ow! 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 Throwing money. Sorry. So
it's an adult program.
So change night was a rough night. I mean, it got ugly, because then you were trying to put stuff together and drinking whatever you could afford. So it would start with beer, then it would usually switch to tequila or something else, or gin or whatever. And then that got too expensive, and it was just whatever Japanese liquor they had, and you just pound it until the change was gone.
You started with beer, which is like the no, right?
Beer before liquor, never cigarette. Yes.
Okay, good.
Yeah, well, if you ain't doing it, I mean, you gotta make it.
Sounds
hurt.
all right. Yeah.
So at like maybe 2:30, 3 o'clock, I'm pulling a Keller tomorrow. I'm doing a Keller. Keller. And nobody there has any idea what I'm talking about.
Right.
Right. Because it's like most of the guys that were on the ship with, like they've gone home because they're like, yeah, I gotta fucking get up and go to work tomorrow. So I pull a Keller. And this is before Nicole got there. Like we got married and then she left. And so this is, I think, even before we got married. And I was still pretty new. And so like I wake up. Oh God. Oh no. And I go to the door and it's the supply officer. And he just looks at me. He's like, what the fuck are you doing? Where have you been? I'm like, what? He's like, it is 10:30. Like, usually the Keller had to work. You got to get there by like, you got to be there by like 10:30, or people started to like ask questions.
Yeah.
Well, they knew immediately because DCA was not at XO's call, right?
Okay.
I was not there.
Yeah.
Where's DCA? I don't know. Was he in his stateroom? No. Well, did he have a meeting somewhere? No. Has anybody seen him? Chang, chief engineer. Where's DCA? Sir, we'll find. Yeah, you find him. You have half hour to find him. Like, get him here. They're calling my cell phone because there were cell phones, but like I'm not answering it because it's probably in my jacket pocket or whatever, and I may have even lost it. I don't know. Oh my God, dude. So physically, you get in a car and you drive to the person's house. And then like, if you can't find them there, like that's what you had to do. There was no sort of like track them
if you
down.
wanted a person, you
had to physically go there because you can fake carrying over email.
Yeah.
You can even fake carrying on a telephone call.
Yeah.
You can't fake showing up.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow. And I didn't learn that lesson until later.
Yeah.
So that was my first time getting put into hack.
Keller method.
I had two more. We'll save those for another time. So the Keller method is very effective. You just have to know your situation and your environment. Like, it's
a system, but like as soon as something goes awry,
exactly. Volume matters.
Yes.
And on a ship with only 6 divos, versus a ship with 60,
they'll notice.
You're noticed. Yeah. Percentages matter at that point.
Yeah.
18% of the divos were missing.
Oh.
It'd be equivalent of like 15 people missing from 60. That's rough math, folks. That's probably not accurate.
It's good enough.
Don't do me on the calculator.
That's 25%.
Yeah, that's the equivalent of my joke. So I don't have a joke because I've deleted Instagram. There you go. That's where we get. And I can't get on. I gotta build up and prep for Wednesday.
Now you gotta find books and read some books.
Though I did have one. I think I told you this one already, or maybe I told it to you last week.
Maybe.
Well, it's not really a joke. I mean, I went to my eye doctor earlier this week, and I noticed on his wall he had a big placard, and it said, largest eyeglasses in the world. Guinness Book of World Record. He got largest eyeglasses in the world. I'm like, what's that all about? He goes, it was a couple years ago. It was a big spectacle.
It's a good one. I'm going to share one that one of my beasts shared with me yesterday. It's definitely one of those ones.
This looks like it hurts.
It's definitely one of those ones. It's like an anti-joke. Like it's be ready for it. So it was Paige Brew. She asked me. So there were two of them.
Brew stock.
Yeah, there were two of them. I'll just tell the one. What do you call a fish that doesn't swim?
A turtle.
A dead fish.
An anti-joke.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the other one involves murder, and I just don't want to go down that line.
Dark.
Yeah. Murders and
dead fish is enough. Dead
fish is enough.
Yeah.
So, so I was just like, I was expecting something like really clever, like fish with no eyes.
Words. Yeah.
Right, and
no, it's just
which I think I told you that's why we call Fiona Fish. It's because her initials are FSH, and so when
you did tell me that once before.
So when she was born, it's like, what's a fish with no eyes? Of course, she has eyes.
And Fishy Fiona.
Yeah,
right. Like
it just works.
Though that may wane as a
like fishy.
Yeah,
that'll be one of those things that like, she's like, I don't know. Let's say she plays basketball.
Yeah,
and I'm like in the stands, we're like, go fish.
Yeah.
Don't stop it. And then someone's like, we're not playing that right now. I was like, oh no, it's not gonna hurt.
I did like because Andrew, we called him ATR for a while. Stop calling me ATR. I don't like it. And then I called him Big Guy for a while. I don't like Big Guy. And then it was like Andrew. They all call him Andy.
They call him Andy.
I know.
I call him ATR and I call him Tenacious.
Yeah, Tenacious is kind of stuff, but you can do that because he likes you and you're cool.
So I'm his dad.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So.
Though I think those days have passed as well. He's distinctly less curmudgeonly with us, though. Well, I mean, I think you know what I mean. Like he passed through those hormonal stages like we all do. Though mine still come about every 4 to 6 months, and you know, I'm
4 to 6 months,
every 4 to 6 days, whatever.
Yeah.
I ate too much sugar last night. Get on my back.
He's funny the way I can tell like he's because I remember when you were like kind of going through that phase where it's like this is the early teenage phase where it's
freshman year. It's like that 8th to 9th to 10th grade period, and everybody kind of ebbs and flows between it. And it's all kinds of shit happening and firing in there, and they don't know what to do, and so it just comes out. It's like, let me alone.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gosh,
I'm so scared of you.
It's funny. Like I dread like Fee's in a stage where she has to negotiate everything, and she's very passionate about when she doesn't get her way. I'll just say passionate. But I'll tell you this. I was telling Meg yesterday. I have a lot more appreciation for my parents and Michael because Meg and I going back and forth, like cognitively, like where do we feel like Michael is? And I was like, I think he's like 12, 13-ish. Like for the most part, he's pretty sharp, but like cognitively, like socially, and like these certain things that like you're supposed to be able to grasp, or like these certain understandings, like not 40. He's like 12 or 13. Meg's like, no, I think he's like 9. Maybe they like 9. I was like, nah, you're underselling it. But also like I'm closer to it, so it's hard to see. Now I'm like, oh, he's 3. Michael is 3
because he's feeling.
Oh God, the stuff she says to me, I was like, that was Michael says the same thing. You know, like she does the same thing. And
maybe she's just really precocious.
It could be that too.
Yeah, she is sharp.
It could be that. But there's stuff that she does. I'm like, oh my God, that's what Michael does. Oh my gosh. I'm like, I think that's why trait sometimes it like triggers me so much. I'm like, Fiona.
Siblings and kids.
So
good stuff.
Gosh.
You know what siblings and kids are up to these next couple weeks?
Tell me.
The CrossFit Games Open.
Wait, what? Is the Open back?
It's back, Eric. And it's back in February, but actually March.
March.
Yeah.
It's in the spring.
It's in the spring season. Yeah.
Springish.
The Open is coming.
Yes.
The Open is coming.
In fact, it's a homecoming of sorts.
Oh.
It made its way back.
The Open came home.
The homecoming can be
what are we sticking with? We went the Open is coming home.
Yeah, or Open, yeah.
Homecoming 2021.
Homecoming 2021 for the CrossFit Open.
All right.
Cool. Yeah, that's the deal. I'm so excited.
We gotta work on that.
Yeah. Yeah.
We don't
like,
have
I keep saying
we don't
like
have any emblematics.
I keep saying like the Open is coming home, but the theme is a homecoming. The theme is homecoming. And so we've got everything's gonna be, you guys are gonna see some sweet new shirts, and the wonderful Allie Coleman is working on a wonderful magnet design that as soon as they're available, the first 50 people
50
first 50 people
who come down to Spatula City
we sell spatulas.
Buy 10 spatulas, get one for free.
What is it? Spatula City, we sell spatulas, and that's all.
Do you remember the movie? What do we
UHF.
Wow.
Weird Al.
I am so impressed. Not a lot of people know about Stanley and his mom.
UHF was so good.
Such a good movie. Such a bad. I wonder how it would hold up. We'd have to watch that.
I have to watch it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Such a good movie. I love that because I love Weird Al. Also.
Yeah. It's such a crazy premise.
Yeah.
Now it doesn't. No, I guess you could fit it into
public access television.
Right.
Like it's
whatever that would be now, the equivalent of somebody going up against the big industry, right?
Yeah.
So it would have to. Anyway, whatever.
Which these days is probably someone's like YouTube channel.
Right, exactly.
Right?
But
I don't know.
let's not go up. We don't want to go down that rabbit hole. Good enough.
UHF, check it out.
50 to sign up for the Open and assign themselves to Fairwinds CrossFit.
Boom.
How are we going to track this? It's a great idea, but what are we gonna do?
Well, I have a running list, so we currently have, I think, 8 signed up.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah, so we currently
you
have
guys will
8
get
signed up. So the
stickers
first
or
8.
magnets.
So congratulations, 8 people have gotten themselves magnet. We don't have them yet. You will get them. But yeah, first 50.
When that 50 hits,
yep,
it's over.
I've got my custom leaderboard already going.
Nice.
On
All right, so there you go. System is in place to track it. Fairsies.
Do we get? I haven't signed up yet.
We'll just order 100 so we have some extras.
Okay, don't tell anyone. Don't tell anyone.
Because I really don't want to tell anybody that they can't have a magnet. I want people to like me.
I'm over people liking me. I've been doing that for way too long now.
So first 50, but you'll all get one if you sign up.
T-shirt. Yes. So that's the thing this year. So we're excited about it. So we talked about this a little the meeting last week. So homecoming is our theme this year. We're going to divide the gym up into teams. Okay, and we're going to divide them up based on classes. So what's nice is
explain. What do you mean?
You've already have your like assigned class. We got a couple floaters.
It's like we knew what we were doing.
It's like we knew what we were doing. And
or we were just really lucky.
And so the open, for those of you that haven't done it before, this is a good amount that I think have not done it yet. There's a fair amount.
I would say
for the most part, everyone's got at least one underneath.
Third of the gym hasn't done it yet.
And at least most people have at least one. You can say 2 because there were the 2 that one year.
Right. Ooh, good point.
So most people have 1 to 2 opens under their belt, and we've done the team competition before. And the competition has always been centered around you get points for participation. So that's always been the biggest key, is all you got to do is show up and do the workout. Due to restrictions and all that, we're not going to do our Friday Night Lights deal. It'll be a come to class that day and do the workout. So the workout gets released on Thursday evening. It will be the workout of the day that Friday. So all you got to do is show up and do the workout.
But Eric, I'm traveling. I won't be there Friday.
Oh my goodness. Well, you have 2 options if you're traveling. Number 1, will you be there Monday?
I will.
Oh, cool. Good. Because you'll have an opportunity to do it Monday as well.
Okay, cool.
Now,
I'm gone the whole weekend.
You're gone the whole weekend.
It's a long weekend. Won't be back till Tuesday.
Oh my goodness.
But I'm going to Duluth and I'm staying at a Marriott and they have a gym.
You sound like the Roaches who won't be here for week 1. Great news.
I didn't know that, but that's hilarious.
Yeah. So great news. So if you have access to a gym or something, that's great, because there is going to be the virtual option, or I get the at-home option.
Version, right.
So minimal equipment.
So let's say, so there is the RX.
There's the RX.
There is scaled.
There's scaled.
There is foundational.
And
then, ladies and gentlemen, there is equipment free. So you have 4 options available to you, and we don't know what any of those are going to look like. From a scoring standpoint on the leaderboard, RX is always going to rank higher than scaled, which will always rank higher than foundational, which will always rank higher than body weight only. Though there is some debate and the rule book isn't quite clear of whether body weight only is its own thing.
Right.
And there may be a only body weight tracking, but I don't know that for a fact.
Right.
Either way, none of that matters for us. If you're only listening, I took my hands and I pulled them away because none of that matters for scoring points for your team.
Just
why?
Because all you have to do is do it.
Yep.
So if you are traveling
and log it. You
do have to log it. The only way it counts is if when you finish it, go to games.crossfit.com and log your score, not sugar wad. And we'll probably tell you that every day for 3 straight weeks.
We'll probably even put it in the notes. We may even make pictures of it and put it on SugarWad.
Log it in SugarWad for your personal records, but it does not count if it's not on you. I don't care if I watched you do it. I don't care if I was your judge.
Eric and I are going to change positions during the open, where he's going to be me, I'm going to be him, and I will be so nice, and I will give out magnets, and I will
give out magnets to everyone.
Everybody gets a magnet. You want a sticker? I'll give you a T-shirt.
You get a magnet.
You get a magnet. And Eric will be over in the corner. The system is you log your stuff. If you don't log your stuff, it didn't count. I don't care if you did it 3 times. You log it. That's the way it's got to be, folks. Somebody's got to be the good cop.
And I'll say this too, because last time we did the open, we had the 3 teams. So we had the Rhinos, the Honey Badgers, and what was that other team that won it? What were they called again? Right, the Unicorns, the team that won it. Do you remember that? I don't know if you remember that. Okay.
So, I wish you might. No, I'm not. I've been wearing my Honey Badger socks.
Honey Badger socks.
Days, yeah.
And
they're still really comfortable.
And so it's unfortunate. The Rhinos
were such a bad winner.
The Rhinos are awesome. I'm going to win often, so I'm going to take advantage of it when I do. The Rhinos dug themselves a big hole because I think it was like week 1. They had like 7 people not log their score.
That's
that was
right.
21 points in the hole.
Yeah.
So log your score, even if you do 1 rep. Because it was a fun, I won't name names, but that workout that we did yesterday, 16.3.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when we did that open, and
we
person
weren't
was
here.
like, no.
But it was in the...
I was at Old Bay. I don't know if you were you still there?
I was at the academy. No, I was in Alaska, actually. So I hadn't even started in my garage, I don't think.
Okay.
I think that summer is when I started with Drew.
Okay.
So I was just still blue and gold.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was one of those, like, because remember, it was 10 snatches, which almost everyone in the gym can do that weight, at least one. And then the bar muscle ups. And so a lot of people are like, well, I'm going to go RX so I can get the higher score, do 10 snatches, and then for 6.5 minutes, try to go muscle up, right?
Which is actually not a bad plan. It's only 7 minutes. So you have about 6.5, 7.
I'll say if you're relatively close, why not go for it? Right.
And then the redo, do it RX.
If you don't have a pull up, why don't you just go for fitness?
Yeah.
Right. So, but that was someone, they're like, they started the 3, 2, 1, go. And they did their 10 snatches, like, okay, I'm done. And then they logged their score. And so they got the higher RX score for doing 10 reps.
This is at Old Bay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so instead of doing like a 7-minute for fitness, they just so they could get their score. Like, they didn't have time. They literally had 30 seconds. I'm going to do my snatches. And this is regardless whether they did scale or X. I'm going to do my snatches. 3, 2, 1, go. They did their 10 snatches.
Oh, I see. Then they didn't continue after that. They just were like, no, I'm done.
And my score is 10 reps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so
I think you're missing the whole point of this fitness thing.
Yeah.
Like, we should probably talk about some other stuff.
Right. Now, God forbid someone's in that situation where they only have 30 seconds to get a workout in. Do the body weight option, work out for 30 seconds, put your score, log into games.cross.
Right.
You just got your team 3 points. So but we are giving you a lot of opportunities to try and get it done.
The classes. So the teams. We decided we were going to pair up a morning class with an evening class, morning class with an evening class, and then the morning crew, or what did we call them? Shoot. We had a funny name and I wrote it down, but I don't have my book with me. So it's the 5s, the 6s, and then what did we call? We're putting 7 a.m. and 9:30 together. And I think it was like the Sunshine Club, or like or it was like
Breakfast Club
maybe. I can't remember, but so we'll remember and come up with it. But so 5 a.m. 5:15 p.m. is a team. 6 a.m. 6:15 p.m. is a team. 7 and 9:30 a.m. is a team, and that's our 3-way team.
I like it.
Teams.
Yep.
Yeah.
And this will be based on, we'll also do this, so the scores will be based on like percentages, because if there's an uneven number, I said we'll do that math. So if there's an uneven number, like let's say the one team has 12 people and this team only has 10 people. Well, this team can have, so we're gonna do it if 10 of your 12, you had a percentage
of that, then you get 3 times that percentage or whatever.
Right. However,
we'll come up with a fair algorithm. This is math stuff I can do.
Yeah.
But we'll come up with a equitable way to account for, well, I only have 16 people on my team. I will never be able to get as many points as the team that has 24 people. But if all 16 of the one team, if you got 100% and the other team did not, you will end up having more points.
Right.
Everybody will have the same amount of points available.
Right.
So maybe it's just we weight each of their points, right?
Maybe it's like each team gets a max of 50 points in the percentage. We'll figure it out.
That's exactly where I was going.
Yeah.
Right. So each person is worth 50 more or less.
Yes. Cool. That'll be fun. And then, but let's say you, for whatever reason, don't get the workout in or forget to log it. I will make sure we did some flash challenges last time where it's like you'll have an opportunity to get your team an extra point or two. And it may be something silly like go do a handstand somewhere downtown Annapolis. I don't know. Take a picture of you in your shirt. I don't know. We have all kinds of the burpee challenge, which was a lot of fun last year. People are doing burpees out of their mind between Zach and Kathy. Oh my God. 12 million burpees between the two of them. Not enough to overtake the unicorns, but it was good effort. So
let it go, man.
We'll have our 3 teams.
You're like the guy who gets to the second round of districts in high school basketball and then just lives that for the rest of his life. We did make it to the second round of districts in basketball. That was very.
Shout out. Yeah, that's. I'm totally Uncle Rico. 100% Uncle Rico. Napoleon Dynamite.
I've actually never seen that whole movie.
It's good, but it is slow.
I think actually, I thought that would make you sadder. I've never actually watched an entire episode of The Office, which I think I alienated like 6 people in the 5 a.m. class. Like I think I broke Shelly's heart.
If you didn't make it past season 1, I can understand, because season 1 is season 1 is hard to watch, and then like the characters
develop into something.
Well, they also totally changed. Like in season 1, Michael Scott had like no redeeming qualities. He was just kind of
and that might be why I never got traction on it, and they just never.
And they realized like this isn't going to work.
So he became more a lovable kind of buffoon.
Yeah,
less of like a and again, because it's based off of Ricky Gervais's character from the BBC version, and he can pull that off.
Right. Because English humor, British humor is different, so people dig it. But yeah.
All right, so that's the open.
Open.
We are tough to stay on track here today. It's all right.
I don't know what's happening. Hopefully people made it this far. But yeah, the open. So homecoming is our theme. We've got really cool designs coming. There'll be an opportunity if you get some sweet swag. First 50 to sign up or whatever. Get a magnet. Cool. You will be divided up into teams. If you're in a specific class and you want to nominate yourself, or you have someone that you want to nominate as your team captain, as the person that will be the one that kind of like communicates the rest of your team. So I can say like, hey, the captain of this team, here's what I need from you guys this week. Get it out to your team.
Yeah.
Boom. So that way I'm not trying to contact at least.
It's a volunteer position, unpaid,
people.
And you will get no official recognition other than thanks and here's more work. Kind of like everywhere else in the world. You get rewarded for good work with more work.
Yeah. It's hard work.
Yeah.
And then at the end of it all, each team will have a chance to nominate their spirit of the open.
Yes.
And we will have our homecoming court.
Yes, our homecoming court. We'll have 3 members of the homecoming court.
Yeah. Which will be fun. So I want to figure out what that entails, but just keep that on your mind is who's the most spirited. And if you want to theme it, however you guys want it, however the team wants to do it from there, however they want to have their team stand out from other teams, whatever they want to do to bring their own kind of spirit to the open. Have fun with it. I think that's what's always happened in the past.
Yeah, and I think to tie it back, not to get too always bringing it back to our 3 values, right? We prioritize in the open consistency.
Yep.
Just be consistent. Just show up and do the workouts for 3 weeks.
Yep.
The team that can facilitate that amongst themselves individually, as a group, whatever, as a whole across the gym, everybody benefits because you just consistently show up.
Yep.
There are going to be consistent. There are going to be workouts that 100%, or there are going to be events that 100% will exceed everyone's capacity.
Yeah.
And you will look at it and you say, I can't do that. And you're right. You can't do that.
Mm-hmm.
This is where the curiosity comes in to say, okay, but I can't do that. But what I can do, and you just started to describe it.
Yeah.
I want to try, I want to set a goal for myself to do everything RX. I've never done that for the open. Notionally saying this, I'm an athlete and I've never done that for the open. I want to do it. Great. 100% guarantee you that is possible. We could creatively work it so that you could probably get that accomplished.
Right.
You're going to have to be kind of curious about how to make it happen.
Mm-hmm.
And your first response when you see something get posted on Thursday should not be, well, I can't do that, I'm out. Right? That's not curiosity. That's a fixed mindset. And so the open is a wonderful way to think like, all right, how am I going to tackle this? And in that process, you got to be courageous. And you got to be courageous in the sense of, well, it's just not important to me. Competition just doesn't matter. I would offer to you that oftentimes what you're actually saying is, I don't want to fail.
Yeah. That
I'm afraid of failure. I'm afraid of being looked at. And this, my mom always used to say this, like when I would have those sorts of feelings come in, she's like, well, that's interesting. Nobody actually really cares about you. Like that is you forgetting that you are not the most important person in the world.
Right.
Because you can't be, because that other person's the most important person in the world
Right.
because they're too busy worrying about themselves. And that other person's the most important person in the world because they're too busy worrying about themselves. So if we all just worried about ourselves a little bit less, we'd probably realize just how much no one is actually worrying about us.
In which case, they won't even notice if you get off Instagram.
You got it. That's exactly what it comes back to. And so let's all just realize like, this is just fun and revert back to the first thing. Just show up. And if you just show up, if you're scared or don't know how to tackle something, there is going to be an entire community who is excited to help you figure that out, not just the coaches. And that's the part where all of a sudden this stuff, it is scary. I'm getting nervous and like excited, nervous. I don't know. I'm like 5% nervous, 95% excited, or maybe 95% excited and 5% nervous. I don't know. I'm just ready to go.
Yeah. And
thank you, Owen Wilson from Armageddon. So that's the best part of the Open. And if we can just like be curious, be consistent, be courageous. If you can adopt and really embrace those for those 3 weeks, the Open is effing amazing.
It's so much fun.
It is my favorite time of the year. It is also the most exhausting time of the year, but it's only 3 weeks.
It's only 3 weeks this year. I'm so happy it's 3 weeks.
It's going to be like, I swear, I think it's going to be the sweet spot. And then we get a little bit of a break. And then anybody who qualifies for the online qualifier, you get another shot at some stuff.
What is that called? Is that called quarter?
So that's the quarterfinals. For all of it, for both the Open category and then the age groups. But the age groups is the AOQ, the age group online qualifier, because that is going to be their quarterfinals / semifinals to then move on to the games in July, August timeframe.
Yeah. So it'll be cool.
Yeah.
And I think, and if you're nervous about like open workouts and if you can do them, there was one Monday or Tuesday, and we have 2 next week. So like you'll get a dose of what an open workout.
And I would argue that the ones that have been coming out of the pipe are some of the hardest ones that have ever been. Though every open workout is freaking hard.
Yeah, like you can. I think
7 minutes of burpees is freaking hard.
I think some are more of a mental.
Yes.
Like like for me that the descending ladder thruster burpees over the bar.
Worst workout ever. Never want to do that workout.
Well, he's already done it twice. So if he does it again, I'll kill him.
No, we've only ever done it once in the actual Open.
No.
Which one did you say?
Burpees over the bar.
Yes,
so it was like 15
right.
and 18, I think.
I think that one is not as bad as the one that is 19.5. 19.5 is the thruster and the chest to bars.
Oh yeah, that one's awful.
That is the worst. Like, oh my God.
Yeah.
I still think I still need another recovery day from it.
Yeah.
I think I'm still messed up. Like, yeah. But then it followed with
courageous, guys.
Right here it is. This is everybody feels the psychosis that the Open facilitates amongst us.
And I think you could say like these are just workouts. They're CrossFit workouts. We do them every day, but there's something about being in the time frame being in the like event of the Open
that they become
subconsciously they're an event, and you end up giving yourself a little bit harder push than you would have if it was just another workout. And so which makes them extra spicy because you're putting a little bit more out, emptying your tank a little bit more than maybe you even realized you could. So that's the fun part. So but it's awesome. Love the Open. Really excited for this year. 3 weeks. Really cool stuff coming. Let's do it, guys.
Do it.
We had 57 people do it in 2020. So it was last
October.
Yeah,
it was almost 16 months ago now.
So it was actually October of it was October of 2019, but it was the 2020 Open. And so we had 57 people do it. I think we can surpass that number easily between all of our athletes, between the adults and the beasts, and then our virtuals, our handful of off the creek folks.
Yeah.
So, plus, if you don't get a magnet, you get a magnet.
Well, I mean, if you're the first 50.
Anyway, cool, awesome. How are we doing on time? I don't even know what time it
is. We're now.
Let's gratitude.
30 seconds.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Hugh Mikulski Cooper, beast weightlifter, Mikulski Cooper. He is awaiting an MRI on a potential cracked vertebrae.
Allowed to
which
tell?
is-
Did you ask him if you can tell about this?
he's telling everybody.
Okay.
He's waiting on. Human Calls Cooper's laid up because he's been a little beat up, and he knows what he did too. He knows what he did. I breaks my heart because he was so excited for the Open this year.
Yeah.
In his age group, and he's been working his butt off, and he might have to miss the Open. And they said, yeah, he might have to wear a back brace for a few weeks, and then he has to go through some rehab and stuff. And so I called him. I knew he was getting his MRI, and I called him on Friday to see how he was doing when I heard that. And
I know of another guy who hurt his back at one point, and it worked out for him.
that good old
Matt
Frazier.
Matt
Oh.
Frazier.
That guy,
right.
That guy
Yeah.
who's won the games a couple times. And he was 18 when he broke his back.
Yeah.
18 or 19. And same thing, was in a back brace for a while. But Huey's like, but I was talking to Huey, he's like, yeah, he's like, listen, podcasts where Frazier's been talking about that. What's the book he said he was reading? Something Over Water. Something. I feel like you've mentioned it before. But like, it's almost like a mindset book, and he's doing everything to keep his head clear and just be like, hey, I'm 15. It was really cool listening because he's 15, and I'm like, you are so wise beyond your years right now. And because in my mind I was like, oh, he must be crushed. Like he's probably,
no pun intended.
Yes, no pun intended. And so I'm just stoked to and then he listened to our podcast last week, and he sent me a text. He's like, amazing podcast, and it's so great. And then we saw him when he popped in a few minutes ago. So anyway, Human Calls Cooper, you are my gratitude for this week. You're an awesome dude, and that's what I got. So 30 seconds.
It's all right, it's cool. Mine's Katie O'Brien. We've been having a fun month.
Happy birthday.
Hers maybe a little less fun at the beginning. Ventured into a Whole30 and did it without any sort of fanfare. Didn't like look for anything, but just reached out because I didn't see her for a couple days, and then I just checked in, and she's like, yeah. And so if you've never done a Whole30, if you have no idea what it is, it's a nutrition challenge. It eliminates specific food groups for 30 days to see and identify any sort of inflammatory or nutritional issues that you might have based on sort of known problematic foods. 30 days doesn't sound like a long time. It's a long time. These foods, initially you look at them, some of them are like, yeah, it's no big deal. You don't realize just how dependent we are on carbohydrates as the primary fuel source. Not that carbohydrates are bad. This doesn't vilify any sort of actual macronutrient. It just shows how sneaky food producers are in making food-like products that permeate into your normal dietary habits. And when you remove them, you gain an awareness around like, oh my God, I'm really over dependent on dairy, and dairy ain't my friend. And so the removing of it offers you the opportunity to see just how important it is to pay attention to that stuff, not in an obsessive way, but in a health improvement way. But to get there, you got to go through the carb flu, the I'm going to kill anybody who talks to me or looks at me stage, I can't wake up and I can't move my body phase because my body just wants carbohydrates, aka sugar. And then the switch happens, and it's like, and you just feel amazing. And then you're like, yeah, but this is socially unsustainable. Nobody likes me because I'm only eating these things, and I can't live in the world we live in doing this unless I completely change everything. Some people do. And then 30 days hits, and it's a good thing. So she has had the switch. I don't know if she's actually felt the, as they call it, quote unquote, tiger blood, but I haven't had somebody do a Whole30 around me, or you know what I mean? I used to work for him and coach the seminars and stuff. And so it's been a while. And I was really fun to dive back into that world with her. But what I was really great, her questions, they were awesome. They were like, I'm doing this, this, and this. I want to do this, this, and this. What can I do to make that work? I'm doing this, this, and this, you know, and it was about workouts. It was about, it was always this is what I'm doing. I want to do this. What do you think about? And that's the type of question, like, I'm in, right? Because now it's a problem to solve, and it's like coactive, and it's back and forth. And I'll tell you, she was like watching a jackrabbit today with those air squats. She was moving through that workout today. And so it's very cool. It's just, can I just skip to that stage
Right.
without going through the first?
What supplement can I take to just
where do I get the easy button?
right?
And that's the other part of that thing is there is no easy
There's
button.
no easy
You
button.
got to do the work if you want to get the results.
Yeah, any of these things. There's no easy way out.
So
so
thanks, Katie. Good luck. Keep it up. Not even good luck. Just keep on doing what you're doing and
Like the KDO
enjoy it.
30.
Yeah. Oh, I like that.
Thank you.
All right. That was a good one. That was fun.
Cool.
Yeah. Don't pull a Keller. All right.
Don't pull a Keller.
Kids, I'm here to tell you, show up to work on time and don't drink until 5 o'clock in the morning and think that you're going to be of any use to anybody in the world except your mattress company.
If you drink like a fish, you'll be a fish that can't swim.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't play hard, party hard. It's not worth it. Just play hard.
And if you get off Instagram,
nobody cares.
No one cares.
Just do it because nobody cares.
We mean that from a loving sense. Just remove yourself from it. Awesome.
All right. We will see you.
Hey, Happy New Year.
I'm confused. Is this a joke?
No, I don't.
That made me nervous. All right, folks. We'll see you.